Terraria is about 14 years old game at this point, and surprisingly, developers are still putting free content to this day. And naturally, over the years, the game became packed with lots of content. And according to this site, it takes on average 52 hours to beat the entire game. And to be honest, I agree with that. I came up with a challenge to try and beat the game in less than 10 hours myself. So here is the video, I hope you enjoy. Alright, first let's get 3 things out of the way. Number 1. For the sake of this challenge, I will be playing on classic mode. Number 2. Despite me beating this game couple of times, I'm still pretty bad player, okay? And number 3. In the bottom right corner, you will see a timer showing how far into the challenge I am. Anyways, after getting some wood, I decided to see what's on the left side of the map. And well, there was a crimson biome straight away. Luckily, I had acquired some bombs earlier on the surface level, so if I play this patiently, I could maybe destroy a crimson heart. Yeah, I got Undertaker already. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna kill myself. In game, of course. This is huge. Like, I'm not even 3 minutes into the challenge. It's possibly one of the best weapons that you can obtain in early game. Just because I'm on tight time schedule, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't build a small base where NPCs can move in. After all, they are very useful for progress, especially in early game. So now that I have decent weapon and base, it's time to head down in mines for some upgrades. Most important thing right now is to increase my max health with life crystals and well, to mine some gems so I could craft a hook. Hook will basically let me travel around natural obstacles much easier. So far nothing too hard is happening. Besides 2 mini bosses that constantly annoy me. Traps and fall damage. Wow, this is embarrassing actually. Okay, this is my platform for the next boss fight. Because I never actually played classic mode, I wasn't really sure how OP bosses actually are. And you know what? I wanted to fight Brain of Cthulhu. Like, yeah, I didn't have any armor and I had 0 defense. Like, it doesn't matter, I'm just curious. And that was a mistake, I died straight away. Okay. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. I will head to jungle for a blade of grass. That weapon is so fucking overpowered. Especially against Brain of Cthulhu. And luckily we have a jungle straight away here. Yeah, but let's not forget that main reason I'm here are these green glowing orbs, if you can see them. I need to collect few of those to make a blade of grass. In the meantime, I got myself enough materials to craft myself a first armor. It gave me like 8 defense, I think. I mean, hey, it's better than 0, right? It made my jungle struggles a bit easier. But does that mean that I actually didn't suffer in jungle? No, I still died a lot. But it was all worth it in the end. I got myself Blade of Grass, and now I'm certain that fighting Brain of Cthulhu will be like a piece of cake, to be honest. And that's it for the first hour in this challenge. I have not much to say about this fight, like you can clearly see that it was effortless. I was just holding my left click and Blade of Grass did all the work in this fight. So the reason why I actually killed Brain of Cthulhu is because he drops tissue samples which I can use to craft myself a Deathbringer pickaxe. And what's good about that pickaxe is that I can mine Hellstone now in Hell biome. You can already tell at this point that my desired class for this playthrough will be melee. Honestly, because melee is so versatile and broken, especially with high defense stats in its armor. But yeah, I made myself Infernal armor, it's legit the best armor in pre-hard mode. I expanded my house and I was ready to take on Skeletron. Of course, first I had to make a small arena above dungeon, and I was ready. This was more of a test, because I wasn't sure if I can defeat it now. Skeletron is fairly hard boss to fight in pre-hard mode. And to my surprise, this was fairly easy. Like, I genuinely didn't expect it that he would deal like 10 to 15 damage to me per hit. Like, that's nothing. Shortly after I got raided by Goblin army, And if Skeletron was so easy to deal with, you can just imagine how easy the Goblin army itself was. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you one part of the fight because you get my point. Hour 2 was coming to an end, and that's when I became a little bit delusional because I made a very small hell bridge, of course for the Wall of Flesh fight, and I was so sure that I would kill the Wall of Flesh with my small bridge and infernal armor and sword. But oh boy, I was so wrong. Afterwards I went to a dungeon because I wanted a new sword from a golden chest called Muramasa, and I was super lucky to get it straight away from the first chest. I needed that sword so I could craft myself a Knight's Edge. Basically that's a endgame weapon for pre-hard mode, if that makes sense. With Edge of Night defeating Wall of Flesh was piece of cake, and now we enter hard mode. It took only like 2.5 hours, and that's crazy. It usually takes me around 10 hours to enter hard mode, but of course on different settings, and I'm not rushing through the content as I am right now. So of course the first thing I will do in hard mode is destroy altars, because once you do that, then hard mode ores start spawning. Something funny happened while I was mining new ores. I got attacked by Eye of Cthulhu. Yes, Eye of Cthulhu. That's usually the first boss you fight in this game. And it's attacking me in hard mode because I forgot to fight it in early game. Fourth hour was a bit more chill. I finally found Hermes boots, which means that now I can finally run. Yeah, all this time I was without Hermes boots, crazy right? Afterwards I maxed out my health with life crystals. I also made full adamantite armor, and honestly that's it. Like, I didn't do anything special beside farming souls of night and light, which of course I need to summon mech bosses. On 5th hour I decided to try and fight mech bosses finally, and well, here are my mistakes. First I tried to fight Skeletron Prime with a melee weapon, like there's nothing wrong with that, but keep in mind that I didn't have any wings at this moment. And of course I died. And then I made myself a shotgun, and I was like, okay, maybe fighting twins with shotgun would be easy. And of course without wings that's just really hard, and I died as soon as they entered the second phase. But I didn't give up. I was sure that I could take on Skeletron Prime now with a shotgun, and I was right. The thing is that Skeletron Prime isn't even that fast of a boss, so I didn't really need wings for this fight, I just needed to space out with a ranged weapon. That's why it was so easy. Now I was able to make myself a new melee weapon called Excalibur, and I decided to test it out on mech called Destroyer, and it was going pretty well. But I died, but not because he's too strong, I was just really bad, it was more of a skill issue to be honest. Okay, next 2 hours of footage will be without sound because I made a small mistake. I was recording my gameplay on wrong settings, and because of that I also recorded the music I was listening to, so basically every clip sounds like this. After killing Destroyer I got myself a pair of butterfly wings in jungle biome, and I was ready to take on twins now. And honestly I think this was my biggest mistake in this run so far. First I had to focus on getting pair of wings, and maybe I would be even faster in this challenge. I didn't want to waste any time. I crafted myself a Terra Blade, and I went straight into jungle biome to start working on arena for my Plantera fight. Okay, call me crazy if you want to, but I think that mech bosses are generally a lot more harder than Plantera fight. Especially when you make a very big arena like I just did. Like she's just too slow and can't keep up with you. And all you have to do to dodge her attacks is run in circular pattern, so you know. Terra Blade was really useful in her second phase. Now I can enter into Jungle Temple, and as soon as I entered into Jungle Temple, 6 hours of this challenge have already passed. I should also mention that I used Chlorophyte bars to upgrade my Excalibur into true Excalibur version, and that helped me a lot in Temple dealing with lizards. So let's talk about the Golem boss fight. Of course it's very basic and simplistic fight because you are enclosured in small area, and that's very good for a melee class. But oh boy, fighting him with Terra Blade was such a pain in the ass. Like yeah, footage here is sped up, but it took me around 5.5 minutes to kill him on classic mode. I learned my lesson after that. I definitely need to upgrade my melee weapon. And there is a perfect event for that right now. Of course I'm talking about Solar Eclipse. And funny thing is, it spawned on itself without me needing to summon it. My idea was to get a broken hero sword from a Mothron. Mothron? Mothron? I don't know how to say it. But I wasn't really lucky with drop rate. But I did get a yo-yo called the Eye of Cthulhu. It's very nice, to be honest. It was a perfect weapon for fighting a cultist, because it doesn't really have a big AoE effect. Because last thing you wanna do is summon a dragon by accident while you fight a cultist. This fight was pretty close actually. And sadly now I have to deal with Pillar event. I hate it so much. I'm sure most of you can agree with me as well about that one. You know how it goes. You have to destroy 4 pillars in order to spawn a Moonlord, aka the final boss. And well, to show you my struggles, I decide to cut out the best part of this fight. Before I destroyed last pillar, I made a small fighting platform with asphalt blocks. And also I crafted a new spear weapon from red pillar, if I'm not mistaken. And it's probably the best melee weapon I can use for Moonlord right now. Yeah, this feels very easy. Yikes, okay, that was terrible, my guy. I guess I just need to get better gear now. I spent the rest of the hour 8 farming pumpkin event, moon event, sorry, for a witch's broom. That's basically a mount that lets me fly indefinitely. But I was not lucky with drops and I didn't get one. And I was running low on time, so I didn't wanna risk ruining my 10-hour run. But then I came up with this genius 300 IQ idea. I know what I'm gonna do actually. I'm going to place down teleporters. That should honestly help me out in a fight. Let's call him. I'm feeling it. I'm gonna defeat it. Oh no. I still have an hour and a half of time left. But I have to defeat cultists again. Yes, that also means that I have to redo all the pillar event. This doesn't look too good. Okay, 1 pillar down. Okay, 2 destroyed. Okay, 3 pillars down. Okay, this is the last pillar, boys. Okay, let's go back. I just have to keep it cool and not fly too much. Okay, I have 3 golden keys. Let's go to dungeon and maybe I can get myself a shield. That would be amazing. Yes, cobalt shield. Okay, maybe if I have knockback resistance, this fight would be much easier. And you know what? I was right. This is what I was missing in the fight the whole time. Okay. Okay, I dodged. Whew. This is huge. Nice. Oh, this is the last eye I have to defeat. Nice. Nice. And now I only have to defeat the heart. Oh shit, this is not good. I can't reach it with my melee weapon. I have to be jumping like this. Nice, I managed to heal. Okay, 25,000 health. 10,000 health. Heal, heal. Nice, we did it. Woo. Oh. I'm so happy. You have no idea. Nice. Oh, and I also got 2 melee weapons out of it. Look at this weapon. And let's see. Oh, it took me 8 hours and 45 minutes to beat the game. I honestly didn't think I would make it. Okay, so I could end my video here, but nah. I don't wanna do that. I wanna fight some more enemies. Never mind, end this video now.